active as this Brood, hits that 6, starts to surround, play against this Morphling so you can try to pressure him. Because that lane in particular for the Morph, we've seen him do quite well versus the Brewmaster. So we'll have to see how he does versus a Brew and Hoodwink. Hello there. So yeah, this does look like it should be a pretty fun one. And there is definitely some timings. I think both teams definitely got what they wanted. And there's timings that both can play around. In particular for Quest, if they're able to get a fast Aghanims on Noob, he can look to shut down a lot of these heroes with that silence, in particular the Morph. So we'll have to see if it does end up working for him. OG's, you know, if they can make it to that later stages, that 35-minute plus and stuff like that, they have a very, very good shot this game. And they will always have the coverage of that Beastmaster Roar versus the potential Blink BKB of the Enigma that could come out later on. So, yeah, Quest, I want to see them play fast. I want to see them play active.
Yeah, and will TA2000 get the sort of lane in which he's going to get a good start, or could already issues be there with what he's matching up against from OG on top lane?
It's a Beastmaster Nyx lane. I mean, Beastmaster on his own is a very strong hero, but Nyx is not really one that can pressure too much. It's more just about getting your own farm with this Mind Flayer, especially with what we've seen from Ahri. So I'd imagine TA2000 should have a pretty okay time up here with the backup of an Enigma, with those Eidolons and stuff like that. I mean, but there could be some rotations that maybe change things. Maybe Sep just ditches bottom early on or something, goes through Portal to try to set up an early kill or two, but I'd imagine this Brood should have an okay time. Mid has to be the one that I'm looking at the most, just because it's that volatile pick that they've gone for the switch up. And it's interesting to hear them say it too. He's just saying, we were flexing it, which we have not really seen many flex Mards. It's picked and it's off lane 99.9% of the time. So interesting that they had that one up their sleeve.
What is sort of the downside of putting this here in the mid? You know, why are other people not flexing it?
It can just be it's your mid hero, and it's very reliant around these cooldowns and stuff like that. So it's a risk. Like they were saying on the panel, you can falter if you just get like 1 or 2 missed initiations if you go down that blink route or something like that. But I don't know. I think this is an underrated kind of flex potential here. He's not versus one of these like stomping mid laners or anything like that too. He's versus a Void Spirit, so he should have a pretty good lane in particular. So see what he can turn that into. And the Void Spirit, the one thing I do want to comment on also is, yes, he has good Aghanims timings to be able to snowball and stuff like that, but he is picked into a Nyx Assassin, which can sometimes really trip you up. Just Carapace catches you, you get a chain stunned. So Noob overall does have to be just cautious of the Nyx positioning.
Yeah, and I guess one thing that's going to be really good about the Mars this game is it's a pretty nice, reliable hero to catch the Broodmother, right?
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is... I don't know, is this worth it for Ducalis? Because now it's giving the Beastmaster a 1v1 versus the Brood.
Down bottom.
Bottom, they'll get the kill.
They will indeed. Omar and Malik able to chase down Seb. Catch him whilst he's vulnerable here on the early levels. Get that first blood kill.
Strong aggressive lane with the Hoodwink. I've seen the Morphlings endure a bit of that pressure from the Brew, especially as the Brew in the Hood as the lane goes on, but they will catch the squishy Phoenix on the side. Seb not too careful. He actually did buy Ring of Protection in this lane too, and it still didn't save him enough versus all this physical.
But yes, that top lane, you feel that if Ahri's able to continue to sort of draw Ducalis' attention away from the lane, if it stays as a 1v1, the Beastmaster should come out on top of the Brood?
He'll just free farm. They probably both will just free farm, but maybe they just feel like they couldn't actually apply that pressure onto Whisper anyway, but it is annoying what Ahri does is this Nyx Assassin. It forces attention. So Ducalis, he's killed stun level 1, so that also, he wanted to go for this kill and just mess with Ahri, so Ahri's just now farming. So Ahri level 2.5, Ducalis is level 1 with pretty much 0 experience because he was just chasing the Nyx.
Yeah, probably has to be a bit careful as well. I mean, imagine soon they'll look for kill potential on this top lane.
If he doesn't, yeah, if he plays like even a little bit too far up, a stun with double boars, and he is just dead. So definitely has to be careful. They're even blocking the camps. See the boars being sent out to do so. And they will be able to get that Lotus, of course, onto Whisper as well. So yeah, playing this top lane very nicely.
Oh, Ducalis should be fine, but still going to take a fair bit of damage there. Being chased back underneath the tower. Yeah, TA2000, of course, at these early levels, not quite at a point where he can stand his ground and rely on the lifesteal. Has to be careful. Farm so far, though, very good for him. 20 for 3, top CS right now.
He's got the Eidolons now to be able to help a little bit, but they also have to be careful with these Eidolons because this lane can absolutely kill them, especially now that the Beast has some levels. Bottom, seeing the lanes getting pulled back. Morph is struggling, so they are doing a good job to be able to pressure him after that kill that they got. And Tomato actually waveforms aggressively. He actually cut the tree in time. Did you see that Quelling Blade? He cut that left one right before the Bushwhack came out. That was hot stuff.
All right. I guess what needed to as well. If he gets caught by that, could he have gone down?
Maybe not died,
sure,
but yeah, a lot of harassment that would come in. That was very quick fingers coming out from Tomato. Boots finished up for Omar, so they can put some good pressure. I like that they're focusing a lot on these denies. Malik has 8 right now to slow down Tomato a bit. And with the Phoenix, definitely not the weakest of 5s anymore, but not the strongest by any means. So we're definitely seeing a little bit that reflect onto Tomato CS in comparison to the Broodmother. Got 10 extra up there on TA2000.
Yeah, I mean, with the way this bottom lane started, does Seb sort of have to remain down here? Is there not really the freedom for him to make that sort of early rotation that you mentioned could have come out?
Probably not. So other thing I did want to point out, which I forgot because my brain I was thinking about a couple other things, is right at the start of the game, as we're seeing on your screen right here, the webs are here. So that's another factor that is actually hurting Tomato quite a lot. We saw TA2000, because my brain I was thinking about a couple other things, is right at the start of the game, as we're seeing on your screen right here, the webs are here. So that's another factor that is actually hurting Tomato quite a lot. We saw TA2000 level 1, he bought boots, ran bottom, placed the webs, went to the secret shop, sold them, purchased up his regular items, and went to his lane. So you see he's distributed his webs in all the lanes. So he's got one top, he's got one mid, and he's got one bottom to be able to reduce that regen of those heroes. So pretty interesting stuff, and glad to be seeing people using those necrotic webs.
Oh my goodness, they got him!
And I think it's the webs. These webs actually add up, how much they reduce.
It absolutely is going to make a little bit of extra difference indeed when you're trying to survive as a morph against that sort of damage coming out.
And they've got 3 heroes top looking for TA2000. He's able to sneak. And now Omar has arrived to be able to try to counteract this. Whisper is level 5 though. Level 3 axes are painful.
TA2000 is just going to turn and start biting into Seb. Seb, he's dead.
Trade.
Will indeed lose Omar, but TA2000 getting a kill out of this one after OG were the team to bring 3 heroes top. I mean, I don't think Quest is going to be too upset about that as the carry continues to have a very good start on the Brood.
Absolutely. How much? So 25% regen reduction. So Beastmaster, yeah, 4. Mars sitting at 4. And yeah, we saw the Morph even trying to shift and stuff like that. Also just sitting at that. Very cool. Very, very cool. Definitely seeing this necrotic web have an effect inside the laning phase here, in particular on bottom. Mars though, BZM so far. Having an excellent lane. A couple extra denies versus Noob, but Noob not falling too far behind by any means. And Noob, of course, with this amp damage, see if he does want to make an aggressive move somewhere. It's a lot of burst potential here. Omar waiting in mid lane in case BZM steps up too far. Noob playing very aggressive with this amp damage.
It should be a bit easier for Tomato to start catching up with the pressure being put on elsewhere. Any sort of time that he's left 1v1 against the Brood, should be pretty happy, at least very unlikely to die.
Yeah, just still getting... It is definitely... I do want to give that credit, just these necrotic web things. It's allowing Malik to have just a fantastic time bottom. He probably would have anyway, but yeah, putting that extra pressure perhaps on the Morph that we saw, in particular yesterday, that I'm not able to do with the Brew. So Malik has hit 6. He does have that Vessel build queued up, so it is looking to put early aggression onto these heroes. Great versus all 3 cores, of course, once he gets it. And just now, the pretty much standard Brew build. Beastmaster is 6, so TA2000 does have to be a little bit cautious here. But he is about to also hit 6 on the Broodmother. So let's see if he does make this type of move when he hits 6 to shift bottom to try to pressure Morph, or if he's just going to play to full farm the top area. Just does have to be cautious of being dove. Especially that the Mars is in the area. Void Spirit's going to make the move. Mars is here.
Oh, he's trying to scout stuff, but they'll quickly turn towards him.
PZM waiting.
See what he's got. But the arena is just set up on towards the Enigma, steps up towards the Carlos, is able to take him out. They've got the roar onto TA2000. They don't have to follow up damage though, so TA2000 is perfectly fine.
BZM
now Quest can turn over towards BZM. He's going to try for the TP out, but the primal split into the stun comes into play from Malik. And they're able to put a stop to BZM's escape. So again, OG trying to make these aggressive plays top.
Whisper, they might catch him also.
Hard. I think they will. I mean, he has the TP, but Malik's going to have a stun at the ready if he goes for it. He'll use it towards the end of the split. Make sure they have enough damage to bring Whisper down. As Whisper also to fall. This area of the map, it's just not been a solid spot for OG to make moves.
Now they bring 5 on the side of PSG Quest. A great rotation. BZM tips Malik and first and he's like, oh wait, this Bruce Split's actually going to get a secondary kill, so ends up being very worth it. Immediately goes through the portal bottom. Love that he's making that aggressive move. So it's either the Brood goes bottom or the Brew. The Brood goes bottom or the Brew comes top to be able to make that type of move to either be defensive or aggressive, and that ends up working very nicely here. And top they can start to look to perhaps pressure also with these spiders. Cool move. Very nice response. Tomato did catch up, of course, since he's left bottom for a moment. Does go up to, 3,400 net worth, but that Brood being enabled nicely.
He's going to get a bit of a nasty surprise here as Omar and Dakalis strike from the high ground. He's got back up from Ari, but he's pulled back by the Remnant, and Astral Step comes in, but the heal from the Sunray. Seb's trying to keep BZM alive, dives forward, but they cannot save BZM, and Seb, for his efforts, will also go down.
And TA2000, look how aggressive they're playing. The Brood's invading.
Whisper. I mean, this is
I love it.
Exactly what you want to be doing with this Brood draft, right?
Yes.
You're not only making sure that the TA2000 has this safe start, you make sure that at all costs the Brood does not get punished by those early rotations. You then immediately step it up after defending and get onto OG's half of the map and just start running.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though they have, some cooldown reliance a little bit on their team coming from the Brewmaster, the rest of the heroes can play super fast. There's like no cooldowns ready to play around, so that's exactly what we want to see from Quest. Kind of what we wanted to see from Aurora yesterday when they had this similar kind of style.
Absolutely. You can see right here what Aurora would have wanted to be doing with their plan, with their draft.
Yeah, so far very good. Noob securing another rune. It's all three of them so far secured for this Void Spirit. So he's got an amp damage, he's got a haste, now he's got a shield. He's already one component toward that Aghanims.
Yeah, they're speeding things up. I mean, the Brew's now got his full vessel. They can look for kill attempts onto anybody, including Tomato's Morph.
Yeah, BZM, Tomato, anybody.
They're going to jump in onto the mid. Noob's going to start things off. They have to set up. They don't quite have 6 on the support, so no true follow-up in terms of heavy burst damage potential from the Hoodwink. So BZM will be able to walk this one off.
OG's having to respond with both supports who are trying to find these levels to get that level 6. Very important for both of them, and yeah, Quest just continues to play fast. That beautiful bushwhack.
Really is. Noob straight in with a follow-up. Seb's able to dive away just in time. BZM will drop the arena just to try and kill off the Hoodwink. Follow-up stun from Ari. They'll get him.
But the tower, will it survive? Malik has swung over. He's got Bruce Split. He wants to apply pressure. He wants to finish off this tower. And yeah, he's got those vessel stacks, busted split. So careful on OG if they want to try to defend this tower. BZM has to be cautious. Wow. I mean, a spear perhaps to get the creep wave, but ends up catching Noob on the jump. PSG Quest dictating pace nicely here and potentially going to get 3 very good timings together with the Orchid, the Ags on the Void Spirit. Things are accelerating nicely for them here.
And what's sort of the order of objectives for PSG Quest when you're trying to play with this tempo? Are you just focusing on getting all the tier 1s first? Are you ignoring towers, looking just for kills and to just like try and slow down these cores? When is sort of Roshan on the menu with this lineup?
Roche probably takes a little bit of time with this one. It's not the absolute greatest one by any means, but they're very strong at fighting early, and especially once the Phoenix, before the Phoenix and everything has ulti. So yeah, pressuring these towers early, definitely ideal. Looking to just shut down the map so the Morph can't show too much.
Yeah, Tomato, of course, going to need plenty of time. Going for the Vlad's build up this game, so it's going to purely stick to the jungle and just hope that the rest of his team, the rest of OG, can kind of hold back the moves the Quest are trying to make. Buy time for this Morph to carry.
They see Seb trying to get that level 6 mid. They want to jump him. He has hit the 6. They can burst him if they do get the stun.
So if I might get the setup, he can't.
Nice try. Seb saw it coming. But looking to play active. They're bringing even the Brewmaster, so I mean, it does hurt Malik's net worth a little bit that he does make moves around twice, not able to connect with anything, but either way. Still getting that really good farm on the Brood. So yeah, that Orchid timing is going to come out fast, and imagine they're going to look to make these very, very early moves, because also Tomato, what we saw yesterday was it's a straight Manta from Ame. This one, it's going to be delayed a lot since he's had to go, he feels like he had to go for the Vlads. That means there's going to be opportunities for that Orchid to really punish him since it's coming so fast. Because sometimes you do see, yeah, Orchid comes out and then Manta comes out like 2 minutes later. That's not going to be the case for Tomato.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You can get around the tier 1. Nope.
Feeling confident to go deep. Sees Whisper.
Does he want to set up onto this? He will. He'll start things off.
Whisper though, Ari's here.
The roar in return. They get the stun follow-up. Have they got the damage to bring down Noob? The root from the bird. It's enough to take him out. They kill off Noob. Now they'll go for more. The arena and the egg combo indeed in place. Quest, they've got to get out of here. They're trying to bring Ari down, but the Supernova Stun holds back the split. Ari, he's surviving through it all. They're indeed able to turn and just kill Malik off as well. OG, they take out the 4 of them.
A complete strike back. 4 for 0. Perfectly synergized. The roar comes out almost instantly as he breaks the invis. Then the Nyx stun comes out. Then there's a Mars Arena plus an egg. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful fight from OG.
This is a painful one for Quest.
Look how quick it was from Whisper. And that secondary route that comes out from that Hawk, it was exactly at the right time to be able to catch Noob. And yeah, look at this egg combo. There's no way you can touch this.
No.
Two heroes instantly dead.
Absolutely not. At this point of the game, very early on, 13 minutes in, Arena Supernova, it's going to completely destroy the supports and also really cause issues for the cores. And that's a big shake-up in the game. Quest, with their lineup, they need to keep it smooth, they need to stay ahead. Sure, Tier 2000 still leading the way, but with plays like that, it's giving the opportunity for this Beast Master, this Morphling, to really start to catch up.
I really like that Tomato even showed up in that last fight. Maybe not the most necessary for him, but he gets a juicy chunk of experience, gets a double assist or something, and now he does have a Yasha, so a really nice move from OG. And it's an Aghanims now already on Whisper. This last pick, even though he did die a couple times early on, he was able to get those farms on the stacks, and that fight was crucial for OG.
Absolutely. And for Quest, if they have another fight like that, this game can very quickly fall into the territory of sort of what we saw in the game where Aurora tried this type of lineup, where if this Brood is not in the top spot and this Morphling starts to take over, it's very hard to recover the game.
Absolutely.
So Quest, they cannot afford for any more mistakes like that.
Nope, they have to play pretty much perfectly, it feels like. Brew is actually even going to go for that build that we were honestly expecting maybe from Jabs yesterday too. He's going to go pipe to try to deal with that big team fight wombo combo that OG has. But yeah, that's a huge knockback into OG's favor.
Dire's top tower is under
Next hit has to connect. How close do they... Noob actually switched. Okay, he's gone Echo Saber, not going for the Aghanims. So he's not going to have that silence that comes in on this Void Spirit.
Sure,
that one's...
It's just what the it's only the Orchid on Tier 2000 that they can really try and make plays around.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Echo Saber. I mean, we'll see how much Noob can make with it, but they need to have these next moves be successful. And OG, they are prepared for it.
They've got their ults ready.
They sure do, and they have Blink on BZM to get the catch. And I believe, yeah, Seb, he bought the Shard immediately. So he's got Max Sunray with the Shard.
I like it. It's been doing a lot.
It has been.
It's been saving heroes. It's going to be the jump forward for Noob. See Whisper. He's going to get caught by the silence. The Supernova and the Arena out. Can they take
Look at the Sunray
down? I mean, it's burning.
It's melting them.
And the Supernova's an easy success. It didn't even take a single hit on it. They couldn't even touch it. They've lost 3 heroes. They're going to lose Omar as well.
Oh, there.
Quest, this is absolutely disastrous for them.
Out of control. That was so nice from Seb, honestly. Just buying the Shard right before the fight. Look at the Phoenix damage he's able to do. Tomato turns up as well, too, but this was the egg combo. Look at this from Seb.
I mean, he tries to start things off. Actually ends up being the only one to be able to survive. They feel that they have this chance to go in towards the Beastmaster, but they're barely able to get hits onto him, and they're barely able to, they didn't get a single hit onto the egg either.
No, the egg
deal with this.
Did you even see Black Hole? Because I sure didn't. It just
everything just on top of everything.
And now they get a Roche. The game snowballing out of control here. PSG Quest should find Ari here.
It's got 21 charges and a spike carapace. Okay, didn't want to press it. Never mind. He could have maybe played through that. The 21 would have kept him alive, and he could have got spiked off though there. He accepted his fate.
They just kind of did everything they needed to on the side of OG. Yeah, really love that Seb went for the Shard. And he's bought I believe he bought a gem right afterwards too, so very early, probably the earliest gem pickup I think I've seen in this tournament.
Sure, what would you say, earliest Shard on Phoenix, earliest gem on Phoenix?
I think earliest Shard and earliest gem, and definitely seeing the effects of it. Both eggs just beautiful from him, and that Sunray, it was literally on everybody. You couldn't have asked for a better kind of jump there from the side of OG, because Quest, they felt obligated to, they wanted to try to answer the Beastmaster, so they threw so much of it, and then just allowed BZM and Seb to get that type of setup. And they're smoking again, the ults. They're coming back up in a few seconds.
This is really tough for Quest. I mean, for Quest, it's like, where do they look towards?
Ari has a Dagon already now.
Jump on mid. That's a quick and easy kill onto Carlos.
I mean, they may have just missed their timing zone.
I think they certainly have. I mean, Quest, let's see if they can get themselves out of a position, which we definitely saw Aurora unable to do so with a similar sort of approach the other day. It's going to be very, very difficult. Because this is the thing, right? For PSG Quest now in this position, it's like, well, they can't go for team fights.
Nope.
Because clearly that's not going to work out. So then what's the alternative? Is to farm up, try and get your carry into
But that's not what you want to do.
It's a carry Brood that at this point, Tomato and his morph is at the same level. And as the game only goes on, Tomato's going to take over, be in that top spot.
Absolutely. I think OG knows it too. They're probably telling each other, that was the dream for us. Morph is literally tied. Yeah, everything has gone pretty much perfectly for them in just a span of 2 fights. A Blink Dagger now also on the Beast to be able to pick and choose his targets. Yeah, I mean, the problem now comes down is that they're cooldown reliant with Black Hole and with Bruce Split, but as we've seen now, OG, they just don't fear it at all.
I mean, if this continues like this, it does feel that these these kind of brood-centered drafts, they're just rather risky.
You have to play perfect. It feels like it. You really do.
Yeah, you make a mistake, and then the game just becomes so difficult.
Unless you're just more...
In particular when there's a morph in the game. Maybe this is the thing. If you want to do this, maybe Morph's actually got to be one of the carries that you consider kind of taking out the most. Because What's he hasn't needed to do too much aggressively in the team fight so far. It's just the fact that this hero, if it keeps farming, it will win this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's got one of the best core-to-core matchups, it feels like, versus Brood.
Yep.
If the game doesn't end early. As Ari, it's a free kill.
What do they do? I mean, Tier 2000 is close to the BKB. I feel like they'll probably get the BKB on the Brood, try and go for a fight.
And if they lose it,
probably won't go well, and then it probably will be game.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because it's going to be incredibly impressive if Quest can break themselves out of this position.
Yeah, because
bit of a predicament. Right?
They can't kill the egg. It's going to get higher level. Seb is just going, he's going holy lock-it. So he's just looking to play around Sunray to heal his allies, because we've seen it do not only just good damage, good healing.
Massive.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful game so far from OG after those first what, like 9 minutes or so. Then they just struck back massively. And Tomato now at this point can play super aggressive because he does have the Manta finished. He got such an inflation of gold just from 2 quick moments. And now they're the ones getting aggressive.
Oh, Tormentor, that brings some of them a little bit low. Gets it, and they'll quickly reset.
Whisper, considering jumping, doesn't want to go in just yet.
They got the axe.
They do have it finished now, but it's been delayed a lot. Did go back, did do the disassemble, of course, with that Echo Saber, but there's already a Manta.
Oh, they're going to set up a Tier 2000. It will pop the BKB, but that is indeed the BKB being popped. That's now going to leave a bit of a window where OG, they don't necessarily need the arena to make an aggressive move.
No.
So they can try and go for him whilst that BKB is down.
Yeah, if they see him stepped out at all, they'll be able to kill him. Even Ari potentially can go for him.
Carlos.
Sees him again.
This assassin's causing a lot of issues for him now.
Dead.
BZM
stealing the kills.
Ari's kill. A couple of times now, and Ari's like putting all this effort. He's got himself this Dagon, and BZM's the one to take all of them.
Hey, maybe BZM's looking like, I'm the one who called for the Mars flex. It's working. I'm taking all the kills away from you. And they're going to high ground already, Owen.
Oh.
They don't even need to wait for late game mid, though. BZM.
Gets the jump onto BZM.
But he's here.
Dude, the Sunrise coming out. Whisper's in onto the high ground. They get the jump and they get the roar down onto Omar, and they're ready to bring the push in onto the Tier 3. 21 minutes in.
Hey,
what are PSG Quest going to do?
It just feels over. The Brood used BKB. They're going to lose a set of racks pre-20 minutes versus a Morphling lineup. Well, at 21 minutes versus a Morphling lineup. It's unbelievably fast. OG, smash this. Pipe is finished up but these timings are, every timing is a shot. It's not the ideal that they wanted. They wanted to be the ones ahead with getting these type of early tempo items. And Ari,
he jumps in, but the spike carapace was there. Oh my goodness, he gets caught by the spear. We'll be fine.
This Sunray is just doing way too much work. Ari will just tip Noob as he sneaks outside of the base.
Spike carapace for Ari. Oh, Seb lost his curry though. No holy lock today, at least for another minute or so.
I didn't get it.
No, recipe was on it.
Rest in peace. I thought that's what you were saying when you said recipe on it.
Here we go. Smoke time from PSG Quest. Ari?
BZM has BKB. He can just play BKB and jump into anybody. They can't really address BKB at this point. Seb level 2 egg is online too.
What can they do here, PSG Quest? They need a black hole yesterday.
Yes. Tomato, Daedalus online, level 15. Heroes are going to evaporate. The jump, TA2000.
Jump onto him! I mean, he's just getting completely burst. The arena and the Supernova out. Quest have to run. They've lost the Brood. Dakar is dead as well.
It's over, on.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no way they can fight back.
It's been over for a few minutes.
Yeah.
It really has.
All it took was 2 fights.
Yeah, these sort of Brood, run them over drafts just don't seem to be the way to go. Or at this stage of the tournament, at least, maybe something else has to be done. Something else has to be taken out of the draft, because we're seeing time and time again these teams able to get something that gives them a lineup against it, which is like, well, if you guys mess up once, we will just win the game.
I mean, we've seen Tundra, of course, have the most success for it, so we'll have to, see when some of those, but definitely seeing maybe some, not the most comfort coming out from Quest trying to play around it and play perfectly as, this game. OG can do pretty much whatever they want. They go for another Rax, they'll claim it. Noob's going to try to go out to poke some, but he could just die in an instant. Roy's going to be back up in 20 seconds, OG.
There we go, actually. Misha, not far off of his call. Said at the start of the game they were going to kill 100 spiders. They've killed 98.
If they can only kill 2 more, then.
Yes. Dude, we got to...
Can you imagine it ends at 100?
We've got to bring that up as the throne falls just to check.
There's no way it'll be that'll be... so crazy.
I mean, at the moment, they have killed 100 spiders because they've killed the brood twice.
Oh my.
98 plus 2, that is... Yeah, that's 100.
That is 100. That's math.
Misha was right.
Misha was right.
100 spiders have been killed.
Haters, where you at?
Let's see what they're... I mean, Quest, they're probably... I mean, how's the buybacks? Are they even going to save for buybacks? Or they just go
I think
spend up and go for one more fight?
You have to spend all in and just attempt. I mean, at this point, it doesn't feel like they do have that backup plan at all. It's just snowballed completely out of control, like I said. From two quick fights, smart item decision-making, smart positional decision-making. I mean, for Quest, that left side, you know, that quickly, that one position that they tried to go there for Whisper, just everything fell apart right after that. So maybe looking at just fixing that for this upcoming next game.
Sure, but do you really want to run back a draft that just falls on its face after one failed move? It can't feel good.
No, and overall, like, I think me and you always do tend to say this. It's nothing, you know, against tier 2000, but this guy's the ranged
You like
master.
the range
He loves his range carries, so.
Apart from the terror.
Apart from well, only
I mean, I feel like tier 2000 is going to be in this game, and he's going to be like, my goodness, I really want to play some Morph in next game. You know
I mean? Yeah, definitely.
Can you first pick Morph?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. They might. He's like, I want to play that Morpher.
Yeah, just whenever I think about him, it used to be like the Faceless Void sometimes for him too that would sneak in, but he did play this one, I believe, earlier this tournament too. I'm trying to remember.
We did have another.
I believe he played it as well too, and I think he played it twice this tournament. I think he did lose both of the games as well. If I wasn't
the Brood?
mistaken. Yeah, I'm gonna check right now. So he played it. Oh. He played it versus BBT, they lost. He played it versus Entity, they lost. He played it versus Mouse, and they lost on the Brood.
They've been scanned out as well. They're trying to get the smoke wrap around, but OG knew it was coming. Tomato.
He's got Manta. He's got his team connecting. He's running toward them.
Oh, I see an Arena and a Supernova coming in pretty hot pretty soon. You know it's going to happen. Try and get the jump on it. They're going to see if they can burst him. The Supernova's in position. They're bringing him down. They're getting away from outside. The black hole is only going to catch on a Whisper. The Supernova's going to go off successfully. The Arena's laid down. DeCarlos will fall. Tier 2000 gets cleaned up by a God's Rebuke. It's over. GG is called. OG take game 1, 26 minutes in.
That was... All right, that was pretty. Talking about this max time dilation can be very disruptive early on if he does look to get involved, which I imagine he is going to. And overall for Quest, this is a much safer draft. This is not a draft that it's like, oh my gosh, they missed the timing.
No, they're not
lose.
all in.
They're not all in. This is a draft that can scale. It can fight throughout most of this mid game. I would say OG potentially. I mean, they can scale pretty decently too with the Ursa and stuff like that. So they're not on some extreme timer or anything like that on OG. I would say maybe slightly one, because as the Void gets to like the super late game could be a problem. But yeah, we'll have to see how it all goes, because OG, first 10 minutes, they just absolutely outplayed and out-executed every single one of PSG Quest moves. So let's see how it does go down, and let's see how the mid lane goes, because now that it's been some time, you know, this Puck versus Invoker matchup, Noob still likes it, but Invoker has gotten quite a bit stronger. People knowing how to lane a little bit better on it with that Quas build, since you just regen massively, and you just build stat items. So you're able to just get that huge base damage advantage versus something like the Puck. So room control for Puck going to be important, just to be able to keep in that lane. And let's see how these things do go down.
Doesn't let him want to quite bring the fight around the bouncer in there. PSG Quest. They still get the 2 for 2. Start things off. And I guess overall as well, would you consider it a pretty nice game for the Puck? Like, how difficult is it going to be for OG to really catch and punish him?
To be honest, I was pretty surprised that a first 2 Puck did not get more stuns.
Yeah, it's the telekinesis, right?
It's telekinesis and what spells he gets.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah. And if the Rubik can ever get Waning Rift in particular, that's one of the best. Or Ice Path. But that's the other thing, too, is the Rubik also got left versus the Puck and the Jakiro first 2 picks. So Ari does have a pretty decent amount of spells that he can steal in this game, just to see how it ends up going down.
Of course, Ari on the Rubik, very, very strong player. He was having a great game as well in game 1 on his Nyx Assassin, Ari.
Yeah, he was just very pesky, super annoying. So yeah, the lane was kind of whatever, but it still did annoy Ducalis a lot. Like, Ducalis was chasing him out during the laning phase, and he was getting more levels and more farm out of the lane.
Yeah, let's see. I think, yeah, PSG Quest should be able to bring us a better game, but I still think it's a bit riskier for them. Just in general, that I feel like winning in this patch with Void is a little more hit and miss than winning on this patch with Ursa. Now,
That's fair.
Ursa's just the more reliable carry right now.
Absolutely agree. But it is, the one condition that I say is that it is a phenomenal time
Sure.
game versus everybody. It's not just the Invoker. It's very good versus every single one of the heroes in mid-game team fights. So we'll see if TA2000 can do that. This is his hero, though. If he's not playing ranged carries, it's Void.
Okay, yeah, you're all right with his Void.
Hero.
You're okay with his Void.
Yeah, 100%. This is like one of his, I think, if not one of his most played,
yeah,
it's the most played. It's like one of the top two.
Actually. He's got,
I had it up before.
Check, but I think he has...
In competitive?
He was the player that had like 600 games on his... at least, not in competitive.
Yeah.
But.
So competitive, he has 124 on TB and 122 on Void.
I think his pub games are more skewed towards the Void. Yeah, 360 games on Void.
Yeah.
And his pub games, 59% win rate.
The bread and butter for him. Got him. Tukalis does step up a little bit far. He's in trouble. Blood grenade, lift. He's dead.
Yeah, it should be first blood. Give it to Whisper. There we go.
Wow, that is very unlike a Rubik player.
It is as expected, yeah.
You expect some sort of zap to just come out of nowhere.
It usually is them just taking the kill. So nice Ferrari to be able to give that one to Whisper. And overall for this lane, Whisper, if he gets through the first few levels, he definitely is going to have a very, very nice time to farm down here. Noob over on the mid, handling this very nicely in these first few levels. The base damage is going up for BZM since he does get those stat items, but Noob, first few waves, pretty good.
Yeah, no trouble trading with the Invoker at the moment.
Yeah, they both have this like extra little thing now, because now Quas heals you with your extra hits, and then the Puck now has the innate that when you dodge these abilities heals you too, so yeah, Noob able to withstand very nicely.
And how easy would you say it's going to be sort of when the 6 is hit on the Puck to bring a +1 in and try and kill BZM off? Like, do you look to try and make that play, do you imagine, if you're Noob when you hit the 6 on the mid, or do you try and hit the side lanes with the first Dream Coil?
It feels like probably elsewhere.
Okay.
Because he can... This is the two supports don't move that great. Like a Sven rotating the mid, it's not the most wonderful. But Jakiro's not bad, but sometimes you have to get a little close to be able to actually provide the extra damage, and it's not fast damage, it's slow damage. So I would imagine he looks elsewhere unless BZM just steps up like too far under the tower or something, but we'll have to see.
And you'd imagine Tukalis on the Jakiro, he's going to hold back on leveling Ice Path for quite some time, or do you still need to get 1 point in it despite the Rubik?
I think 1 point's just too valuable to dodge too many times. Just especially versus like a Pango, right? If you just get the preventative from the initial roll, sometimes you can't have enough to just kill him, so. And Noob is playing this beautifully so far. Seen some of these pucks falter as the levels do come out. I like that he's gone for the null after having the bottle, so he has that extra damage as well too.
Top lane.
Omar.
We got the Surge. Got to keep Omar safe.
And now the jungling begins. So overall, the pressure that they're going to try to apply, it's going to have to be from these dives from Double Ion Show, because Seb's just going to go to jungle now, and he's going to farm a very fast Arcane Boot Max. So I want to see them take advantage of the fact that this Veno is going to be in the jungle, because they know that he's going to do this. This is just the playstyle now, especially from Seb when he plays it. So let's see how aggressive they can get. They have a ward on top of him too, so they can watch whenever Seb does look to make the move over there. So let's see if they can slow down Tomato's farm. Should be able to.
And what's TA2000 been going for on his Void recently? Is he going for the Mask of Madness into Maelstrom? Or does he like to rush the Maelstrom?
I saw more Mask of Madness, but I'll check for you in a second. I think I saw the last Void game was with the Mask of Madness. So we see the rotation. The Jakiro Ducalis is looking to apply a ton of pressure top since they know the Veno's jungling. Tomato's going to have to just waltz around and try to find what he can up here because they're just cutting the creep wave. So nice move here from PSG. As Malik will lose the courier, that's not so nice a move. To the creeps. Or the tower, I mean. He's pinging. He's like, why is my courier there? Good damage on this tower early. Putting that quick wit to use. He's punching it. Otto, this is a risky play.
Oh my, he's kind of dying.
Oh.
Risky for who?
That was nice.
And there we go. He's going to turn over towards Malik as well.
And they bring TPs.
Okay, he gets the double kill.
Oh, that was so cool.
They were not expecting that one, PSG Quest.
They had the, I believe they had a healing Lotus also, but it just, the damage came out too quickly. The Fury swipes built up onto the Sven. And with the TPs, Ducalis, he'll be able to get away, but Tomato, knowing his limits.
And I tell you what, in this early game, I will see again the replay. I mean, he just said at the start, it looked like, oh, Tomato, are you sure you want to be doing this? And he's like, of course I want to be doing this. I've got backup. In fact, I don't even need the backup to kill off Omar.
He did kind of vacuum him on top of him too, as BZM mid. is going to get brought down from the coil. Double supports, and Malik is here. They're going to strike back.
Yes, see if they can get the two of them. Ari's got the telekinesis.
He's still going to get chased. The Ion Shell.
Yeah, they'll get him the pullback of the Waning Rift, so they'll be able to get the two of them off the back of that Dream Coil setup around the mid, so PSG Quest will be quick to strike back. But yeah, in terms of just how much OG is getting out from this early game, you know, Sebi's pretty much been jungling for the most part. Like, this Veno is also very farmed. They've essentially got 4 cores hitting creeps on OG right now.
You can't make that type of mistake on PSG Quest when he is just going for it. They will at the least make that move made very nicely here with Noob. And now he's got a huge advantage over the Invoker BZM. A rotation top that only nets him a small kill, doesn't get him a double. Noob gets a tower, gets a rune. He's got a haste for the next move too. So
I mean, with the farm that Seb's getting on the Veno, he's taken over BZM.
Absolutely.
Now, BZM's maybe going to kind of fall back a little bit on his Invoker this game, and maybe Veno's going to, Seb's going to take over as the mid this match.
Who got the Wisdom XP too? Because I don't believe the Veno's going to get it. I think the Ursa may have gotten the XP. I didn't see who got it. That's Wisdom
Seb's
rune,
farming
because he's super high level.
Yeah.
I didn't see who actually got it. I was trying to check, but I'm blind and I missed it for a second there. Sorry. So yeah, it's going to be very fast mech timing from Seb, because he's able to get away with this as Tomato not getting punished somehow. That's crazy.
Now, of course, with the fact that sort of Seb's looking over there, and well, this bottom lane, yeah, Ari and Whisper. Ari's been able to make these moves around the map, and Whisper is still finding quite a lot out that bottom lane. They'll try for Tomato again, top.
This time it looks much better, but can they actually
surely
finish
he
him?
can't survive. The tornado, he can survive. BZM. Alrighty, comes in, keeps Tomato safe again. I mean, this got to be a bit frustrating for Omar Malik. It's a couple of times now. They must have felt like they were going to have this Ursa, and they haven't.
I can't believe he's got this. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, BZM is sacking himself to try to help his buddy, though, as we see. Bottom of the cores, below the Venomancer by a significant margin, so. But Tomato, he is that game winner, you know, he is the carry, so it's all important to make sure that he can have his best time as possible. But so far, PSG Quest, definitely having a little bit better of that early game, in particular on Noob. And as we mentioned, this puck does not have the most stunts to deal with, so we'll see what he can't do as the Callis.
Yeah, they'll go straight for the easy kill here. Good angle to get
bounce.
perfect bounces from Whisper.
Seb just comes in and takes the kill. Excuse me?
I mean, dude, look at him. He's the new core in town.
He even galed him. It's the super dead Jakir, and he's like, I'll make sure he's dead, don't worry. And this back is going to be incredibly fast.
It's going to be the fastest on a support Veno this patch, really.
They've gotten some fast ones.
Okay. Well, we'll be able to bring up the stat. We'll be able to bring up the stat once he has it.
Yeah, they've been getting them very, very quick, especially if he gets away with something like this. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, BZM, he's suffering because of it. And definitely not the easiest of Invoker games when he's playing versus that time dilation, as we were mentioning earlier.
BZM, can he do anything crazy? Probably not.
He blocked the camp. That's annoying.
That's something.
And they're pressuring tower. Level 7 on the Veno. He's got the max play boards.
Yeah, they get this tower. He'll have the goal for the back.
He is literally going to be the core.
Yeah, he is. I think BZM's going to just be roaming around with his urn or whatever, and yeah, Seb's going to be the one hitting creeps.
This could definitely be a game where you see the Veno even in like top 3, top 4 net worth if he's able to just keep getting this farm. Because this hero farm is outrageously fast if you're given this type of early start. It's level 7, so he's going to be able to start working on Ancients as well, too. Let's see where PSG Quest looks to pressure in particular, because this Ursa's gotten away with more than I believe that they expected him to. Even though they're getting good farm in the Puck in the Darks here, I do believe that they anticipated that, especially if the Veno's just going to jungle, that they'd kill the Ursa at least one of those times.
So what, the support jungle Veno, Seb, he got the mech up at the same time as the Darks here.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to check out one of the mech timings on Venom Masters, because that's got to be one of the quicker ones. And going him on with the God Strength for the Dream Coil. Got the tornado, but surely he's dead here. I mean,
the mech.
They get the vacuum drag back. BZM will fall.
Mech on mech. Good chrono.
It's going to catch the two of them. So Omar stepping up as well, trying to get some hits in, but Tomato's actually able to turn and take down the Sven. We've got the follow-up damage to get the kills off the back of this chrono. It's not looking like they do. Ocean's able to walk away as they get the 2 kills and nothing more other than that Invoker's found. And that was, of course, was before the chrono. During that chrono, they went able to, and indeed, there you go. It is indeed the fastest
by 5 seconds. Yeah, wow.
Told you. I mean, he's just getting so much this game, Seb. He's just getting to play kind of PvE.
Well, now it's, at this point, you know, the panel was making a little bit of a joke at some point, saying they could flex this as a 4 Invoker. It's a 4 Invoker!
And unironically, I don't think this is necessarily playing out not as OG kind of planned it for. They knew, I mean, we've seen so many mid-Invokers, right? They do fall behind.
They do.
Seb, he knew that was going to happen. He knew he had to sort of play a hero to sort of pick up the slack, get the farm.
And they do have the other two cores are very strong, to be honest. Like the Pango and the Ursa are having a phenomenal game, way better than expected to. So I definitely still want to see BZM getting something out of it all here, but
I don't
this sack isn't so bad.
Exactly. I just don't think this was completely unexpected by OG because they, of course, did pick this Invoker first.
True.
So in terms of strategy, they've got to have a backup. They've got to know that the Invoker's probably not going to have a great game. And Seb, he's the insurance policy.
He's the mid, essentially. And they do... Okay, so they're accelerating things. We see this build more from the mid Pangos, but Whisper's got an Orchid. And it's very nice this game versus kind of all three cores in a way. Yeah, we'll see the Darkseer get the Greaves for the Dispel, but Puck is going to take time. Void never really wants to build down that Manta, so this could be very, very effective for the timing that he's got it on Whisper.
It's nothing to Carlos here, Whisper. We'll get caught by the time dilation, but he still has the Rolling Thunder, so he can just roll up. And unless he's able to deny to this one skeleton to Carlos, which he isn't, Whisper will get the kill.
He's having way too good of a game on this Pango as well, too. The results are bottom. Top net worth, the Void, below the Venomancer. And yeah, Noob, he's gone down the Witchblade build, so the Yules will take quite a bit longer to have the Dispel versus this Pango. BZM is literally just going to play the 4. He's just going to look to make moves running around.
Absolutely, just keep running around the map. I mean, there's no creeps to hit because Seb's hitting them all.
True.
He's taking the farm.
And TA2000 has to be careful down here because of that Orchid. And he is putting more points in the bash. Okay, I'm keeping tabs of this because, you know, the time dilation is so good this game.
It is.
Still putting points in bash just to farm.
You need someone to do the damage.
Okay. Time dilation does a lot.
It does, but it doesn't speed up your farm. You know,
that's fair.
Yeah, getting the levels in bash is going to help you with.
I don't know.
Kind of a sort of mix of the farming and the fighting, whereas time dilation would be all in on fighting. I don't know if you can afford to just be running around as this Void looking for fight. He needs to. And also, you know, he's so far behind.
And also, the Invoker is essentially support, so maybe he's thinking that the time dilation isn't as effective because BZM is already effectively shut down. Okay, you know what? I could be okay with it.
Yeah, he just needs to hit creeps. He needs to catch up here for tier 2000. If he turns up to any more fights and they go wrong, he can only fight around Chronosphere being up, which it is up.
Carlos.
Do it.
Used on him, so Noob can free cast.
I mean, they're just going to go all in on the Pango and get this kill, and they will. I'll get Whisper.
Perhaps a mistake there from Whisper. Expecting just one hero. He uses the Orchid on the Jakiro. Needs to use it on the Puck there. And now Seb.
I mean, he could Chrono for the Veno.
He's thinking about it.
And honestly, would probably be worth it because Seb's having such a good game. They don't get the chance to. They let Seb escape. I think that could have been worth for Chrono considering how fun this Veno was.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought he would actually just do it on him there. So Seb able to walk away with like 100 HP or something.
I mean, obviously going over to their side of the river is a bit risky. Maybe he was just worried about you know, BZM just being able to kind of throw the tornado at him and interrupt a lot of the time during the Chrono.
But he had 100.
It would have been a risky play, but yeah, doesn't go for it.
Maybe wants to just save it for the bigger like multi-hero or something. I don't know. Oh well, doesn't get the kill there. And BZM just continues to play in the Ghost Walk. I will have to see if this does actually cause an effect, though, because, yeah, I've seen these Invokers just fall too far behind and then not really contribute a whole lot, so...
yeah,
even if the Veno is farming, you know,
it depends how much you feel a Veno in this patch can do with farm.
Yeah.
Like, how scary is that hero right now with farm, would you say?
In some games, it can be very threatening if he's versus, like, a core Tiny, let's say, or something, but he's playing versus very elusive heroes that can just make moves around, right? They're very mobile. So overall, the Veno, they can play around it. The Puck, the Darkseer, and that Faceless Void will always have ways, so... Yeah, he's gonna queue up the Midas on BZM. He is still looking to play Ghost Walk constantly and just scout for information, but can get killed very easy because he's super fragile.
I'm thinking look for the quick kill onto Omar mid. Look at the Rolling Thunder at the ready. Omar is going to be left here by the rest of his team.
He'll secure the last hit. And Tomato, in the meantime, finds a solo kill. And Tomato keeps finding kills in places where you just don't expect him to. And they get the... This time!
Yeah, you Chrono the Veno. Absolutely. Just kill him off.
And there's the max bash build. Rotation coming in. BZM and Whisper connecting over. Whisper with that Orchid.
No Rolling Thunder, though. But indeed, honestly, yeah, maybe just with the Orchid play, they can get the kill. TA2000's got to be careful. That's the Orchid. See if they've got enough burst. I think they should. Yeah, they certainly do. This time, Ari, he won't hold back from dropping the Fade Pod to make sure they get that kill. Malik is going to try and fight this with the wall.
Ice Path off the mark.
Completely off the mark. Not going to get any sort of connection. They're going to drop the Dream Coil as well, but BZM immediately breaks it to get out. Whisper will get caught behind, but BZM, he'll be able to sneak away.
Very nice coil.
And Tomato's here.
Tomato is very strong.
Just go straight for Omar. He's going to get him.
He's got Ion Shell now on him too. Might look to continue playing forward here. Hey, Tomato,
He's
the
been
difference,
playing this brilliant.
He's playing too well. And he's turning 2v1s in a lot of these situations. He's so farmed on this Ursa. Who was left alone? This was a Veno jungling pretty much at level 3, and he's been able to have this type of start.
Yeah,
look at the gold difference between him and the Void. 2,700, and he's got the Battle Fury. So he's going to be able to back up and keep that farm going, and maybe even potentially turn this into a Roche.
Now, Veno jungle stonks are definitely rising.
I told you
as a sort of a cause of this game from Seb's performance.
Yeah.
And because I think a lot of people can relate to this that are Veno players that, they pick Veno support and then suddenly their Invoker, he has no farm. This happens in loads of games.
It does.
So now, next thing you know, everyone's just going to be hitting the jungle, doing the Seb. We'll see if it gets them the win, of course, because the game's still relatively close. I'm sure OG have the lead. But definitely harder for PSG Quest to make plays. And we've got to expect some big stuff, big Chronos for Tier 2000. We're still playing a bit of a catch-up game, as indeed, as you can see on the net worth, still remains behind that of the jungle Veno.
They've got this Orchid, but they've got the ward on top of him.
A vacuum to drag Whisper back. He's able to get the shield crash off. And there's the Rolling Thunder, but the stuns. Swashbuckle tries to get the ult off. A Quest with the 5 of them will take him down.
Does require 5, and it was the last few seconds of this war. I mean, last 30 seconds or so that they did have it down there, so a good catch to slow it down. But Tomato, honestly, Tomato's getting way too much. He's level 14, so that's the other thing too. Level 11 on the Faceless Void. He is set up for success.
Yeah, and it's...
This has to be one of the most farmed Ursas.
I like the Ursa matchup against the Void. Sure, Void's got the Chrono, but it's going to get to the point where the Ursa has the Basher into the Abyssal, and if you jump this Void with a +1, you're just going to delete the Void out of the team fight every single time to start for it. He's not going to get to press Chrono.
Absolutely. I mean, for PSG Quest, they have to play the fight and explode a target pretty much instantly. If the fight goes long, Ursa's just going to rip everyone to shreds, because he's already getting these talents super early on. He's going to have the 15 talent probably for the next fight, and that is one of the big ones. I mean, the 10 and the 15 talent just don't let you really reset in fights versus the Fury Sweeps, because everybody's just getting them applied constantly. So
I wonder if we get that pipe timing up on the stats, because I imagine that's also got to be quite a fast one for the Veno.
Probably one of the fastest.
There we go again. 53 seconds faster than the fastest. Seb continuing to smash timings here, and with just how much farm he's been able to pick up, and how much farm he's been able to pick up without griefing the game. Right, this Veno hitting creeps has not caused any issues for the rest of OG's lineup.
You need a player like BZM to do this with, though, right? Like, he is literally 40 last hits on an Invoker at 18 minutes. He has like 2.5 CS a minute. So
absolutely, to sort of just sack his game in terms of farm, just to be running around the map and just trying to cause issues for Quest.
And it is causing them a lot of issues.
Tomato this time round.
It's got Aegis.
Now TPing over, getting ready to help him out here on round 2. Round 1, he's gone. Backup's on its way. Is it able to get there in time? It's a lot being thrown down upon him. A tornado comes in, but this time Tomato will fall. PSG Quest able to deal with the bear.
Finally slowing him down. A necessary time to get it to Noob. He's got his Yules too, so wants to look for another play. He knows he can play a bit more aggressive than before since he's got the Dispel. Tomato this time, the mistake does come out. And they've capitalized on it heavily. At an opportune time. How's their Greaves and Pipe? Malik also almost has his, so very close to having it finished up. She'll protect versus a lot of the damage, but OG looking to get aggressive here. They've got the Rolling Thunder. Seb is just in.
Yeah, he's going to find a setup here onto Ducalis. Ducalis looking very dead.
And Ari is able to get one of those good spells. And also Noob now.
I mean, he got a beautiful setup here. The Yules in the Rolling Thunder. Awkward bounces, but hey, he still gets another follow-up bounce. Tries to get him with a Swashbuckle, but knocked down to the low ground. Actually gives Noob the chance to get out with the Orb.
Good attempt there from Whisper. Noob will be able to play his way out of it. Whisper now does have a Blink Dagger, so even more range to be able to attempt to go for these catches. PSG Quest, they're fighting back. Fighting back nicely around their Tricorn. We're seeing the Void getting that decent farm now. He's got the farming item. Maelstrom is online. And he's just putting points and stats at this point, instead of going for more time dilation.
He's been pretty greedy with how deep he was jungling here. He should pay for this. I mean, a Tornado actually comes in. Wait, is he? Okay, he's going to get a Dream Coil. They need to kill this Veno.
And
well, there we go. Vacuum back into the Ice Pop of the Macropire. They'll be able to get the Veno inside the Chrono, and DTH 2000 takes off down BZM. They'll also turn, get the follow-up setup on a Whisper. He's able to get the shield crash off. But Swashbuckle in a couple of seconds. Got the blink up. Drop the wall down on him. They really want this Panga, but Swashbuckle is there. Ari, can he do anything to help? He's able to turn with the stolen dual breath to slow the two of them. Whisper, he's got another shield crash if he's able to play this correctly. Will get get it off, but they're in on top of him. Ice Path to follow up from Ducalis. They'll catch Whisper as well. PSG Quest.
Great sequence.
Very good fight there. And indeed, as I said, Seb getting a little greedy with the position he was trying to take the jungle creeps from.
Yep, and TA2000 turns up another beautiful chrono. It catches onto the Invoker. They get some good cleanup as at a pretty opportune time. They've now stabilized the game completely here. And now we're perhaps seeing BZM, that the repercussions of him not being able to get this extra farm and getting caught on, and with, them picking the first pick Invoker, they're finding more answers. Yeah, it's way too deep there from Seb. Gets punished immediately from PSG Quest.
Yeah, Whisper able to live for a rather impressively long time, of course, after the whole chase down had to come in from PSG Quest. We saw Tomato very quickly decide that this team fight was not a fight to be a part of.
And we see, the reason. TA2000, he's like, I don't need time dilation. You know what? I just need the damage to be able to kill one of these guys 100-0 and set the chrono. And right there, you see the bash come into play. So back up, they'll get the Tormentor. We did, of course, see on the side of OG BZM, since he's one of the poorer ones, was able to get that shard for himself. So a strong one. And he has an Orchid timing too. So even though he is behind, not totally out of it by any means.
I was saying, in terms of sort of dynamics is what we're seeing. Whisper, he was kind of keeping up for the most part, but now he's really starting to fall behind on the Pango.
It was 3 deaths in a row, right? Bottom, they caught him, then in the jungle. I forgot the third one, but there was a third one. Rolling Thunder connects, saw nobody there. I believe he used it trying to get an extra catch, but wasn't able to find anybody, so no Rolling Thunder for the next one. And Chrono, it's back up in about 20 seconds. And we are seeing the build-up since he is playing versus double Orchid. Not usually the most common build that you want to do on the Void, but does want to have the Dispel instead of a BKB.
Yeah, I guess fair. I mean, I imagine the BKB is going to still have to come. Yeah, it's going to come
afterwards. Yeah, I think after that's
You can't really play this without BKB. Just Invoker's too annoying.
But I think he's feeling...
Tornado in, your Chrono's ruined.
Yeah, I think he's feeling, though, in those last few moments, like he doesn't need to accelerate to something like a BKB. He can go the farm route. They've stabilized game, and they have a scaling draft.
It's going to get caught very quickly here.
And the bash to finish him off. The last hit. BKB on Tomato.
Now, Uchi, they do kind of need to find something going their way. I mean, this whole idea of sort of getting Seb to be an additional core is kind of being flipped on the head. They're now sort of struggling with the fact that the other cores are falling behind. Seb's going to get core.
And he's a pinata. Big money. PSG Quest.
Yeah,
they get a pretty good lead here. Not on the gold front, but overall with their heroes, the Void is nearly matching the Ursa, who had such a good time now.
Yeah, Void is caught up completely. You got to remember, sort of TA2000 was down there, below Seb's farm in the early game, but now in this mid game, really catching up to him.
OG's going to look to restabilize. They're all grouping
They need to find a fight. They really do. They can't afford to sort of sit back. Their sort of whole strategy of trying to play it greedy and get 4 cores has kind of ended up with them having 4 supports if the game goes on like this. They're falling behind. It's going to be all on Tomato's shoulders.
Yeah, and these Orchids soon will start getting more and more answered as we see the Yules on the puck that was picked up earlier. They have the Greaves and the Darks here, and the Faceless Void, he's getting very close to the Manta. So they do want to try to take an opportune time to potentially get a fight, snowball it into a Roshan, and look to play around that one. But PSG Quest, they've been ready for these fights in the last few moments. Omar with his shard now finished up also. Can't be dispelled. It's going to provide a decent amount of tankiness, even though there's a lot of mixed damage on the side of OG. And just sticking together, making sure they don't give any extra opportunities to OG, because they have massive wombo combo team fight. With the Darkseer now having a Blink Dagger on top of everything too. It's very likely he's going to get like a 3-man vacuum now at this point. And he's got a Sven stun, he's got the Ice Path too to cover, and a Chrono afterwards. And they're just playing around TA2000. He's probably telling them, I just need Manta, and I'm not going to die to these Orchids anymore, so just play with me until I have it. And they're just hugging him, and he does, I believe, have it done now. Now that they can probably look to fight themselves again here on the side of PSG Quest. Around these 2 timings. Let's see how OG goes around fighting that one. Seb. This is a complicated team fight for the side of OG, with all these timings now being hit for Quest. With the Blink on the Darkseer, with the Manta on the Faceless Void. Seb.
Uh-oh.
Puts him on the cliff.
He goes. And he's going to be stuck there. He's got backup.
And they'll start melting him. He's got a TP.
Well, they're going to have to expend a spell to stop that TP.
They will.
They will.
But he is tanking through this.
Sitting there chilling in the flames.
It's a little awkward.
After all, maybe it wasn't worth the macro buy. Seb doesn't really care.
He's just setting up the area with Plague Wards. Trying to find an angle.
Building the base.
Whispers in. Tomato finding an angle. Chrono.
It's going to be on Tomato. Is there anything to help Tomato out? There's a tornado coming in to throw Tier 2000 up in the air. It's going to give Tomato the chance to pop the ult and now turn towards the Darkseer. Malik. The breeze in the pipe. Tomato with the BKB turns over towards Tier 2000 instead. The bash is coming in. Tomato's getting low. He has to run out of the fight. He's able to back away. Malik's going to get him, jump forward, trying to chase down this Ursa. They'll kill Whisper off. They can get more. They get BZM. Seb's still on the cliff. So they'll now be able to turn and deal with him as well. So PSG Quest, they get the 3 of them. These fights are starting to look pretty rough for OG.
Yep, beautiful Chrono. They had the, I guess they caught a glimpse of him there with the vision for a second there. Gatches the Chrono, and then they're too tanky. Malik's
getting low. He has to run out of the fight. He's able to back away. Malik's going to get him, jump forward, trying to chase down this Ursa. They'll kill Whisper off. They can get more. They get BZM. Seb's still on the cliff. So they'll now be able to turn and deal with him as well. So PSG Quest, they get the 3 of them. These fights are starting to look pretty rough for OG.
Yep, beautiful Chrono. They had the, I guess they caught a glimpse of him there with the vision for a second there. Gatches the Chrono, and then they're too tanky. Malik just runs in next to him. I think he got 11 Fury swipe stacks, but he's able to just endure it because he's a Darkseer and he resets away. And Tomato at that point just has to run. He survives, but they win the fight handedly on the side of PSG Quest. And now they're going to get a rush versus that Ursa lineup. I
mean, the early game certainly was entertaining from OG.
It sure was.
But it does feel now that it's kind of got to the point where, you know, the Veno, the Pango, and the Invoker, they're kind of falling off the game pretty hard.
It's Tomato versus the world.
And indeed, and in a game where there's a Chronosphere. So like Tier 2000, as long as he Chronos and deals with the Ursa, soon it's going to get to the point where I don't think Quest is going to really care about the other heroes on OG's team.
Noob. This is a beautiful angle here. Vacuum catches the 3 of them. BZM just in the front lines can't do anything versus Faceless Void. And the aura is just too strong as BZM again will go down. And he's a support now.
I don't know how OG recover from this one. This is kind of getting to sort of similar vibes of the first game, where OG, with the way that they were playing and the way they were trying to do things, with kind of Veno taking a step up and Invoker taking a step back, the timing that they were going for, it might be slipping away. Sure, Tomato has a lot of farm, but PSG Quest, I'm pretty sure they're just going to be able to deal with this one hero that would potentially be a problem. If they deal with the Ursa and the team fights, as I say, I don't know if they care about these other heroes.
No, they're getting too tanky now at this point on these heroes. The Ursa can't just burst anybody versus all the auras that are coming into play. They've got the Sven that we've been seeing more and more of this 5, just tanking up through it, and then all those auras from the Darkseer. Yeah, the next team fights have to go the way of OG, it feels like, and it's not easy versus that Chronosphere as well as the Coil Vacuum. And they just have the Dispel, so these Orchids that they put a lot of gold into, they're just answered. That's Whisper.
I'll drop the Dream Call for that.
His game completely fell off a cliff. He had what? I think he had like 8K net worth or something. It feels like 10+ minutes ago.
Because he was keeping up. Remember, there was a point of the game where you're looking at net worth and you're like, well, sure, Invoker's falling behind. Seb's kind of taking kind of the mid/position free spot, but at least they have both Tomato and Whisper very fun. Like, they were on the same level, right, those two? Yeah. Yeah, Whisper completely falling off as this game goes on.
Tomato forced to just BKB and TP out after he tries to go for a solo kill onto Ducalis. He found some earlier onto him, but now...
Double Wisdom.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's a heavy game for Tomato.
It's a heavy game. He's got to do just insane lifting. And so far, Noob, this first 2 pick puck, you know, we had some concerns about the control for him. He's actually just ran away with this game completely. The Orchids did not find enough kills onto him. They found the 1, but that was pretty much it. Great itemization. Even a Yule's on the Sven.
Yeah, very nice setup to start things on towards Tomato. Tier 2000's in.
He's got the Chrono at the ready.
If he feels it's necessary, it might not need to be. With the 4 is on top of Tomato. They don't need to drop a Chrono at all. Tomato's gone. This is, I mean, OG, they're going to need some pretty strong OG magic to turn this one.
Need some miracles. The Void is ahead of the Ursa now.
Yeah. And BZM dead again.
Solo killed.
I mean, maybe they can't get away with the first pick Invoker Fog.
Maybe not.
Maybe they can't.
Even though Tomato, honestly, Tomato outplayed and did some insane stuff
this
game.
Yeah, Tomato really did it.
But it's not enough, it seems like, at all. Even though the Veno so far, he is ahead of his Pango and Invoker, but that Pango and Invoker, they really... Well, the Invoker already was completely out of the game, but the Pango fell off a cliff completely as Omar.
They should get him here. Oh, I said that. No, Tier 2000 really back up. They're not even going to be able to get Omar. He's perfectly fine, in fact. The backup comes in.
And Whisper now.
Now you can drop a Chrono.
Why not?
getting to the point where, you know, as we've seen, they don't need the Chrono to team fight or kill anyone else. So in a situation where it would be required to just get the one kill, it's worth it.
And you're definitely seeing, you know, overall, Brood is a hero that does require a lot of teamwork and stuff like that, and a lot of synergy from your team. We're definitely seeing, in particular, TA2000 be way more comfortable on the Void, but also with his team just look more comfortable with the Void. Just great team fight combos.
Combo. Absolutely. Anytime you see Darkseer, Sven, and Jakira, I feel those three are sort of a baseline together. It feels pretty good. Ari, and with the TP just in time.
Yeah, they've executed those kind of like mini wombo combos very nicely, and definitely at the backup of Noob with the first two. Yeah, first two pick puck. He's level 20. Got a full Octarine now as well. He is massive.
OG certainly tries something a little bit different. First saw the priorities of who takes what from the map early on, but yes, it seems to have been whatever timing that may have had a strong point within has passed.
And PSG might be overtaken by everybody in this game.
TA2000 will at least be able to finish it off.
That's okay.
But, Omar is going to have to pay of his life.
Sacrificial. Omar here. 3-5 and 15. Also having a very good game on this. The 4 position Sven, which I don't think we see that often. The 5 position, yes, but the 4 position, this was a cool kind of flex that they did, switching things around.
Yeah, I like it. Especially what we have from the coach, that something they like when they've got the Darkseer as you're in the lane.
And I do think, like, top overall, that was just, like, outplays that came out from Tomato. In most of those situations, that Ursa dies to when the Sven and the Darkseer dives onto him there. And then they potentially just kind of run over things. But OG did make some of that magic happen at least way earlier. But now they really need some crazy type of magic to recover. And it's got to be at the backup of Tomato. Can they chain lock somebody down to go for it?
They're going to look for Noob. They get him with the jump. He's able to get up in the air with the Yules for now. Can you get away from them? He's got the phase shift.
He's got the blink.
And Malik is ready with a vacuum wall onto the 2 of them. Jump forward from TA2000. Then with the bashes on towards Ari. Caught in the ice path. They'll take the Rubik down. Now they can look over towards Whisper as well. Whisper to fall. Tomato surrounded. OG really running out of options in this game. It's getting pretty rough for them here as PSG Quest.
Could be it. Yeah,
they're making it look easy and they're making it look over. GG is called. PSG Quest. They'll be able to push this one onto a deciding game 3.
And Malik
matchup that we're going to be ending up with here today, and who is going to be able to continue in this competition here at Riyadh Masters at the Esports World Cup, and who's going to be going home?
It's a good question. It does look like a very, very good Naga Siren game, and it's been having some pretty good success at this tournament too when you can slow down the pace of the game versus some of these drafts. Tomato has been a beast on his Morphling though, so let's see how he's going to be able to do to withstand the pressure of multiple different things to reposition him, and a very strong overall draft that PSG Quest has to be able to fight early. So they have these 4 heroes that can fight very, very quick while Naga Siren just farms. So they do have that benefit with this draft too. Yeah, I do like it. Good ways to split push, control the map too, like they were mentioning, versus the Invoker. And yeah, like Epi said, this is the other one that I tend to think of with TA2000. When it's his melees, it's the Faceless Void in the Naga Siren, pretty much. So let's see what he's going to be able to do with it. Can be a bit of that weird one if you do get put into this position early where you want to join and fight, but don't think he's going to look to join too early on with his team. He's going to be avoiding getting space because they can't fight his 4 as Omar will be in some trouble. He will be able to get away. The double boars. They get to deny as well. Nicely done. TA2000 sends an illusion also, so they'll deny 1 and they'll claim 2. So 2 for 1 bounty, since the other one was denied away.
And overall, do you feel BZM on his Invoker should be set up for a better game this time around? Because we did see how far behind he fell in that previous one.
I should be better because he doesn't have a jungle Venomancer unable to really contribute too much to help him overall, but there is repositioning, which can be a bit of a scare for the Invoker overall. If he does fall behind in some situations, they've got a lasso, they've got a tiny stun, and they don't have the greatest save in particular on OG. So let's see. They're starting as 3 bottom to try to secure the lane at the start here for Tomato.
How long is this going to stay like this? How long can this stay like this with the 3 of them here?
You don't want to stay too long to split triple experience. I wouldn't imagine that they want to stay around here too long, as Ari is taking quite a bit of a beating actually back from Omar. Secure maybe a first wave or 2, and then I would imagine they do look to split things up, but let's see.
All right. Yeah. Ari is just going to take the TP up towards the top lane.
Okay. I mean, interesting approach. Just don't want him to have a really hard time, I guess, at the level 1. And Whisper did get the lane pushing into his favor. He got the range creep kill first, so that is going to be okay for him. Mid. Noob. This is the one thing too, is Noob is getting to play one of his best heroes. Like for me, when I think about Noob, I think about Tiny, I think about Puck, and I think about Snapfire. So he is getting to play one of those top 3 for me as well, too. So overall, his matchup, and overall the hero that we've seen, still dominating in this tournament in a lot of situations. Does sometimes fall off, but overall, he always has effectiveness with crash landing.
And in this lane as well, should be able to do pretty all right, right? You can get a lot of denies in against the Invoker.
Yeah, Invoker can't really bully you, even though you're low armor and stuff like that. Your HP pool is just way too high, and you have good base damage, so. But let's see, because, you know, BZM, he did get sacked really hard in that last game, and overall Noob, he played that perfect. We saw even the, you know, the little clip there from Kezu, that analysis play, just the laning phase in particular. Noob was on some next level stuff, stopping his orb, playing super aggressive to get that type of advantage too, so he's on point today. And let's see how they withstand also the Beast Masters, since they did put that triple lane bottom to start it off to be able to slow Malik down. This hero has also just been absolutely crazy in most of the situations that it does get picked, as we saw earlier from the Beastmaster. It's difficult to slow him down. He always tends to get that Aghanim's timing, so that's probably why they also wanted to have this Doom, just to try to potentially answer him in every situation.
And what are sort of the options down the line for dealing with a farm Naga side? Like, do OG have ways to fight TH2000 in the later stages if they're able to push it their quest?
Yeah, I mean, if Tomato ends up having a good time, absolutely. Naga's a bit of a different kind of hero, where it can sometimes be a little bit weird to fight, even if you have this great farm. The itemization is natural to deal with a Morphling, because you do go that Manta Orchid route usually, so... But Morphling can also just, you know, turn into Naga's Iron Split Push and everything too, and also he's got some pretty good ones to turn into as well through the Tiny, so... As the items come out, the Morph, if he is able to get that farm, can absolutely withstand.
So it's going to be difficult for OG to get aggressive in this lane. Seb might be in trouble. I'm going to chase him down. Tomato trying to fight back. Seb juking around the tree line, but he's going to go down. First blood for Malik.
Instant tip. This Beastmaster is just too, even in lane, just applies so much pressure, and more bat that we're seeing. To be honest, I'm liking it. We saw Save is kind of the only one that's been making it work so much on the 4 position. There we did see a very beautiful bounce back. It's also a connection onto Ducalis. It might be able to have this kill.
He's going to be able to turn and get the dual breath off. Is he going to take down the...
He lives.
Ducalis survives, and he's ready for it as well. Has a salve to stick around in lane.
That must have been like sub 10 HP or something like that. They almost brought him down. Nice bounces from Ari, but he does survive. And he's securing the lane for TA2000. He's getting pretty much every single last hit, 21 and 9, extra denies too, so good absorption there from Ducalis. I've been liking seeing this Jakiro so much more, especially versus Hoodwink, because Hoodwink, it's tough to deal with this hero's pressure in lane, but this is one that you're very tanky innately just because of this Jakiro, so you're able to trade pretty effectively in a lot of situations and you soak the damage for your carry. CTA2000 being very cautious. Look at this. Keeping the illusions back as well so they don't give any extra gold versus the Scorched Earth, so very experienced.
In the mid lane, denies. Continue to favor that of Noob on his Tiny, so we'll make sure that BZM doesn't have the easiest of times. But he's still able to farm on the Invoker. It's just going to be really what BZM does after the laning stage.
It'll be way better than last time, at least in terms of him getting some scaling in particular. Because he literally just, it felt like from this point in the last game, he just started ghost walking and was running around everywhere. So, Tomato waveforms aggressively to get one of the boars. Not going to get punished for it. He's got the 20 stick. And they're getting those stacks going. So other things to always watch, even though Malik is having a very good lane bottom, I'm seeing Omar back up, get the stacks. They also have the boar. So they're stacking with the boar on the right side, and the Bat Rider is double stacking both of these camps. So they're going to have some pretty crazy ones to enable that timing, of course, for the Beastmaster. And the Tiny can even now back up and take some of them as well. So he can take the triangle stacks while the Beast takes the right stacks. We're getting a very, very good start here on the side of PSG Quest in terms of economy. And I would say for the side of OG, they don't have the easiest way to steal stacks. Invoker is not one that just waltzes in and, you know, like we see from these Sand Kings, you just stinger it, stun it, it's gone or something. So if they do want to contest those stacks, they're going to have to bring quite a lot of heroes. And sometimes you do that versus a Beast and you just lose more than you gain, as we saw from, you know, Quest in particular in the first game. They tried to contest the Beast stacks and they lost the game immediately right there. So. And Nagasarn free farming in the lane is really not something that I think OG would want to be able to see.
I mean, they're bringing both supports down towards the bottom. Whisper's left on his own. It just means a quick and easy kill for PSG Quest to clean up.
It's feeling like a very, very good start for them.
As you say, spotting out the stacks, but what can they do about it? Ari, I mean, he's
just dead.
The toss damage coming in there. I mean, he is indeed just straight up dead.
They're bringing so many heroes to try to contest this.
So you can find Malik, waveform forward from Tomato. Malik will fall, so OG, they get something out of this.
This is an unexpected type of rotation, swinging the Morph over to try to contest stacks. Very cool. They will lose their Wisdom Rune out of it, though. Ducalis was able to sneak over there because there's so much attention being put onto the stacks. Can they kill him? They should be able to.
He's just got the 1-1 charge. I mean, Tier 2000 is coming over just to see if he can help out, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Damage is done. He got the Wisdom. So they got double Wisdom Runes. They've secured their stacks as well, too. OG trying to contest it, but not able to get too much out of it. Just a kill, of course.
Tier 2000 trying to fight against Whisper. Doesn't quite have the damage to do so. Needs to respect the fact that Ari's around still. OG also not having enough damage really to threaten the Nagasarn at this stage of the game. Tier 2000 just continue with the free farm. Same except for Tomato. Both carries are off to a very good start.
But the Nagasarn overall in these type of games where it's like you're getting even kills in the lane, that usually does not happen in these Naga lanes. The Naga usually tends to get pressured, then has to back up the jungle and stuff like that. So set up for success here at the start.
Omar, the tornado! Oh, he's able to dodge it. And he's going to be away with that last bit of Firefly. Good escape here on the bat.
And look at these stacks. They're starting to get worked on. BZM, he's just going to run in to try to contest it. Might actually be able to claim a couple of them here.
Another toss here for Noobs, able to take down Ari.
And BZM actually takes a ton of damage just from the creeps, but they're, yeah, the hard camp is low, and he's looking to pressure around bottom. Rotation's coming. Nope.
He's straight in onto Seb. As the setup walks and gets the Avalanche toss combo off, Noob starting to really get the ball rolling here on his Tiny.
Oh, yeah. And he can maybe even stay around here. They can refill the bottle. He's got an amp damage with the toss. The damage is ridiculous. If they catch Tomato, they could just go for the kill here. And TA2000, they're looking to make a move onto him with the rotation. The Doom gets stopped.
Oh, it's a beautiful ice path from Ducalis indeed. Putting a stop mid-cast animation to that Doom. Was trying to get out, and indeed Tomato left on his own. The Avalanche is yeah, they've got him under the tower. The focus that OG put up on that top lane, where they weren't successful in even getting a kill. They leave Tomato vulnerable.
I mean, it's probably one of the best starts you can imagine here for this side of Quest. Dominating the bottom lane, 2 components already for Malik, and he's got the stacks to go back to. They want to try to slow him down. BZM needs to get the successful rotation.
Should have a pretty good shot here with the 3 of them. Malik indeed will get taken out. So OG finally able to strike back.
At a necessary time to at least slow down the Beastmaster, but he does have crazy stacks to be able to go back to and catch up. And the Nagasarn now at this point can just back up and go to jungle and farm. So it's going to be a tough situation for OG to make moves around, especially since they lost the double wisdom. So the supports, they're suffering. The supports on the side of PSG Quest. Can we actually bring up the stacks again? Apologies. I don't know if we did it just a second ago and I missed it, but there's an unbelievable amount of stacks that everybody's been doing here. So they have 12 stacks already picked up versus the 1 on the side of OG. So they'll be able to get the farm not only on these cores, but the support's of course benefiting as well, on top of those wisdom runes that they can claim. So pretty much perfect early game that you could want here on the side of PSG Quest. Tomato is farming, but the Nagasarn has got away with absolute free farm versus a Doom and Hoodwink lane.
And it's like for OG, they just can't afford to have the game go as similar trajectories with the last game, right? Where Tomato was farming, he was keeping up, but Whisper and BZM, they were falling behind, and already it's early days.
Fastest.
That's 230 matches. That is a big pool to sort of get that record out of.
Got a power rune too, and Whisper has shown himself.
They need to jump. They want the follow-up ice path from Macropie as well. Noob, he is ready to really stay in the competition and knock OG out with these sort of plays.
He's gotten one of his top 3 heroes, and he is absolutely killing those timings, and he's potentially looking for more. He's able to now just be super active, and it's not going to sack him much. In comparison for BZM, he can get sacked if he does make rotations and doesn't get the connection like this, because it's just easier for the Tiny, it feels, with this broken toss. It gets these kills.
And he just, Noob.
He's got the blink so early, so he can just keep doing this.
Tries to see if he can catch Tomato off guard there, but Tomato did have enough strength, shifted up. BZM waiting in the wings to see if they can maybe try and go for an attempt onto Noob.
Got kisses
coming in as well, Noob.
And they've got the toss.
They'll be able to take him out. We'll lose in return. Ari.
They do use a roar and a lasso there.
They really wanted that Hoodwink dead.
A nice tip there from Tomato as Tomato utilizes the toss back towards his Noob. He was kind of high-fiving them, maybe thinking that they did not have the damage coming in, but I believe Seb had just hit 6, so the kisses came in. Don't believe Noob saw that one coming. ECM.
He's going for plays here aggressively. Omar.
It's going to be close. Not quite. The tornado, though.
That'll do it.
Nice.
Go BZM.
Makes up for it right after I was saying he does have a harder time of getting these kills. He will be able to get them right afterwards. The rotation, it's clean, and now he does have Vessel. So it does potentially have extra damage to be able to go through this Tiny as well. OG striking back quick. But the Naga Siren is free farm. And tough to find him at this point.
Looks like they're going to try and smoke you now with the two of them. And BZM feels strong.
Oh, I like this. Now they're looking for the Naga Siren. They don't have the kisses.
Tier 2000.
See if they have the damage to even... If they do find him, if they even can kill him with just those two, they might need the third. And it looks like PSG Quest, they're reading this movement. TA 2000. Checking if the real one, they might just be able to catch him. He gets the song, though.
Oh, TP's coming in. Do they want to fight or
they have
want
ice
to run?
path.
They're going to be able to line this up here onto the two of them. They also have an avalanche
It's
ready to come in the toss. Indeed, bringing them over. Gets both of them caught in the Macropire. BZM and Whisper dead. Seb. And they try for the TP out. They got any way to stop it. They don't, so Seb will escape. But the two cores, they're taken down.
Great play from TA 2000. And he hides in like the tree line there for a split second after he gets spotted from the Doom. Beautiful song to set up. They have a great lineup for this song. Always when you have Jakiro, you're gonna have these situations happening. It couldn't be even, you couldn't ask for better, even with the toss coming in too. They just line it up on all three. They could have gotten all 3 kills if Omar did save that lasso, but either way, he wanted to get the bigger kills.
And they did, right. You know, as we said, if BZM and Whisper start to fall behind, yeah, he feels how good that setup was.
It was a spicy
2000.
And now up to 8K. It's fast how much he's farming. And he is going to queue up that Orchid next, so can get aggressive. And Malik, he's got the axe. Not the fastest one, I believe, of the tournament, but a pretty darn quick one as well, as he has these stacks to go back to.
Oh! We're getting the Doom Radiance fault.
Are we actually? Oh. I guess they're trying to think of solutions versus Naga-san, right?
Okay.
Okay, that is very greedy.
Why? Because you just die, or?
Yeah, you're very fragile. Are you actually going to be able to utilize a Radiance versus such high burst damage? I don't know about this one, because he's 1400 HP versus a Tiny, and this Bat and Beast who do steal crazy amounts of damage. Maybe they're feeling desperate, because the early game, I think they expected it to go a bit better, and so far it's just been PSG Quest being able to get more out of the map. This Naga Siren is getting out of control. The Beast has farmed these stacks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they feel as a team that, you know, BZM, even though he got really nice early kills, just the nature of the mid-invoker, like, you're likely to fall behind. They just need to have that second core that is going to be able to scale.
I don't know. It might just be that they're just thinking about those items to deal with Naga, because it's like Shiva's Radiance and stuff like that. But Shiva's feels like just a more natural build-up, especially with the Doom, because
you'd be more okay with just going for the Veil into Shivas.
Yeah, because that's what we've seen on most of these Dooms, even not versus the Illusion Hero. So, I mean, we'll see.
He might change it up. He's yet to spend it, Whisper. He's got 3,700 gold in the bank.
Malik, the kisses are coming out.
A backup comes in. Malik will fall, see what Noob can get in return. He's able to take down Ari. BZM should be able to get out of here with this tornado.
Okay, good hit. They'll lose their ward for it. Can they disengage successfully? Omar looking perhaps for an opportunity here. And he'll find Seth.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
It's a pretty easy one.
Able to drag him over into the hands of Noob. Punch.
That ward probably will get dewarded as well, too. So playing around that vision that they have there as they strike back quickly. Tomato getting closer and closer to the Manta. So we'll have the answer versus the Orchid that's going to be coming out from TA 2000 in moments. But yeah, those other 2 cores, the Invoker is falling behind again. And I'm just waiting to see if Whisper does commit for this Radiance. I don't know. Not the biggest fan of it, but...
It's going to be tempting. Anytime you have like 4,300 gold, you're like, why not Radiance?
Yeah, but that's you. I mean, it's versus the Naga, so I can understand why he's potentially thinking
you're just worried that he's just going to die.
I think he's just going to get popped. Because he is also quite underleveled at this point, too, and it's not going to come at the fastest timing either for this Radiance. They'll get the Gallus.
Those 2 dragons crash together.
Yeah, his lineup also has synergy with the Shivas and stuff like that. That's why I was just expecting the kind of normal build-up from him, but he's queuing up some other items, so it might just be a bait.
Yeah, let's see if it is.
He buys it. He buys it.
It is not a bait. The Radiance
Right.
is out. Hey, can we get a stat on that one? Do we see any other Dooms go Radiance
No.
Rush or not at all? Have there been any other games or is it the only game?
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. I don't think so.
We might be able to bring it up in terms of timings.
Dire are scanning.
It seems like a whisper-only kind of thing.
Okay.
Bit crazy, but yeah, we'll have to see if it does end up working out for him. Faster than
One other
fastest,
match.
one match. It's the only one, right? Oh no, there was one. Sorry.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
one
yeah.
other match.
Was it him? I'll check in a second here. Tomato. Forcing issue here has Manta.
But the silence. With the Manta at the ready. Quest, they're able to hold back. They're just not able to get a grab on them.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna check really quick to see who actually did that, if it was him or not. This will take me a second because I'm bad at this to find those items, but I'll do my best.
I think it was Roshan, OG. Might be behind, but they feel that they can take this down quick enough. With the Morphling around, Tomato here to help out. They should be okay to do this.
Okay. Maybe looking to just play around the timing of the Radiance and fight along with it, since it does feel strong versus the Naga and stuff like that in this instance. And does, like you said, does want to continue to try to scale since his Invoker is falling behind. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it does end up paying off or not.
They're getting a bit scared about committing for the Roche. They don't want to. Or at least they're being very hesitant.
Radiant's middle tower.
Tomato's going to start giving it another go. It's not super fast.
No, but PSG Quest not really looking to react over there. They look like everyone's just farming and hitting creeps elsewhere and getting, just maximizing. So we'll go down. But a 7K lead for PSG Quest.
They're just getting so much
Just
out of the
farming.
map.
Everybody's hitting
Tier
creeps.
2000 in particular, of
Yeah.
course, having a flawless time on the Naga Siren 102. Can do what he wants, go where he wants to.
Yep, and Tiny Beastmaster overall having a pretty perfect time too. Malik, he's going to be close to a BKB, and with a BKB and an Aghanims versus a Radiance Doom, feels like he can just run in versus them too, so I don't know. It's greedy from Whisper. Very, very greedy. And PSG Quest, not too fussed about anything. The gold lead just continues to grow. I'm looking to play around it. Play around more around the Naga Siren here. Ducalis is sitting behind him as well. Max Ice Path at the ready for the combos. Ward is placed down. Will get taken out immediately. And they'll disengage. BZM is just super far behind now. Just constantly making moves. He's 4-1 and 2, but it's a similar situation as last time where he has 50 last hits at the 19-minute mark. We're seeing the Mage Slayer queued up from Ari this time, so looking for answers versus this big magic damage, the Beastmaster in particular. But the BKB's already done, so it's super early for this Beast. So they won't have a pipe from their offlaner, but they'll have at least a Mage Slayer coming from one of the sides to negate some of the damage. This pipe also feels super valuable as well, too, in this game for an OG.
This slowed down.
Benefits PSG
It
Quest,
really
it feels
does.
like
I mean,
quite a lot.
BZM. He's in that spot similar, honestly, to the spot that he was in the last game. And this was even in this game this time round where he was getting away with those early plays.
He was.
4-1 and 2. It's not a bad KDA.
It's just now at this point, it's very scary for him to even show because of
Yeah.
those repositioning tools and the burst that they have for him. Omar might just, I mean, I don't know if he's going to actually finish this fight. He might just be able to go for the Blink Dagger on the bat as well, too, because then they have simultaneous initiation that they can go for. And Noob also found an amp damage. And they're getting quite close to BKB timings as well, too, to be able to counteract the Radiance in particular and some of these other things. So,
Noob.
do they have enough?
Didn't quite get the toss back onto Whisper.
But the gold lead just grows.
Now he's going to get...
Farming and farming.
Unless OG can sort of make a play around BZM, it's going to get very close to the point where Noob's going to be nearing double the net worth of this Invoker. And
It's a hero that can do it much easier as well, too. Like, once he gets these
time
items.
just so much.
Yeah, if he gets his Conda, if he gets BKB, he'll have answer for the Invoker, and he'll just be able to do so much damage. Well, it's complicated always for the Invokers. You have to just be, you know, pretty on point with your spellcasting.
Dire's middle
Wisdom Rune.
is under attack.
OG considering making some type of move here. They'll look at Ducalis.
Running under the tier 2, they'll get him.
Find him. Get that 5-position kill. Tomato still with Aegis for 2 minutes, playing it past the tower, trying to get as much as possible. Getting some kills, but it's just on a 5 position. And TA2000's heart, it's almost done, and BZM getting gone on. There's rotations coming, but BZM might die before they make it.
Well, and that's the tier 2 in trouble as well. They get the song off. He's
out.
able to TP. There's nothing to put a stop to this. Tier 2000 gets the kill, gets out.
Oh, what a play. And that's the heart now done. Beautiful songs back to back. We're seeing that difference in gold loss there from the power play. It's 4K. The PSG Quest are just able to make the easier moves around the map, splitting up, even finding opportunities to kill the Invoker. 16,000 net worth on this Naga Siren. These timings are some of the faster ones. I don't think I've seen a Manta, Heart, Orchid at 22.
Yeah, do we get the heart shot? Oh, I guess we'll get it out when it gets delivered. We'll be able to see the timing. Yeah.
This is way faster than the last one that I saw.
Is it the fastest?
I think so.
Are scanned.
Because he's gotten kills.
Gonna find out.
He has 350 CS. I think it's the fastest.
Let's have a look. Is it the fastest?
I bet you a shawarma.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Oh, wait, that's just the heart though. So they could have rushed it before something else too. So I'm
maybe in a game someone went like Manta Heart and didn't
Yeah.
go Orchid or something.
all right. Whatever. I owe you a shawarma.
Probably
No, I owe you one
in this
anyway.
sort of game where you're getting those. I think those 3 items together probably is the fastest time.
Fair enough. And Omar, he actually did go for the pipe. I thought he might just go for Blink because they're just going to go for the Invoker, but I guess they feel like it's enough that they have the Blink on the Beastmaster and the Tiny. They have these auras. There's the Blink.
He got the setup.
Oh, the Centaur even working with Malik.
It helps out. Macropyre's down as well. They're able to burn through BZM. His game continues to suffer.
This game is rough. It feels similar now to that last game where it's Tomato versus the world.
It is.
And it's a game where it's not an easy one for a Morph by any means to solo carry versus BKB piercing double disables, tons of burst, and a Naga counter pick matchup.
Yeah, this game is completely in the hands of PSG Quest right now.
Yeah, I don't know. And as Radiance just doesn't feel like it's done much of anything.
Well, they're going in, and now they're going out. And I tell you what, Whisper's going to get out. Ari, on the other hand, he won't.
He'll get a kill.
He'll get a kill.
But he'll get it.
Support for support. Use the wall for that. Tomato just trying to pick up what farm he can here as the more into the Naga Siren.
Yeah, I like it. He was able actually to find someone to actually replicate into, so can get a little bit of extra farm because he needs it desperately in this game.
I mean, how is it that in both these games do you feel that BZM has just fallen so far behind? Is he just too focused on looking for kills? Does he sort of need to take some time out of his schedule to actually hit some creeps? Like, why does the Invoker always fall this far behind?
It can also just be because they're playing very farmy on the Doom and everything too, that he feels forced to make these moves. And this time,
oh, that's the kill right there. They're able to get the jump burst onto Tomato. It's looking pretty rough for OG.
Extremely rough, as they might even get sandwiched up here. Seb?
I mean, I could just walk up and go for the lasso. BZM's going to get the space to TP out, but Seb's in trouble.
And he's gone. Yeah, this is rough now. I mean, it's been rough for some time, of course, but yeah, it's BZM completely fallen off. Tiny is just making the easier moves with even higher net worth as well, too, as he's been involved in 13 of the 17 kills. It's just been a very, very nice game from PSG Quest to react to any of the moves that comes out. That top play in particular, when they get that song and reset everything, they've just gotten so much control out of the game. Even though OG got Roshan, it did nothing.
And that's got to be rough there, right? When it's kind of this support bat running at your support snap and the mid invoker. Yeah, dude, I must play because this mid invoker, he's just having to run and TP out. BZM doesn't feel that the two of them can kill this support bat. He has to run.
And Noob.
He's going to find Ari. He's going to get the toss. He strikes out. Ari might have a chance to run away with this.
He doesn't have TP though. So
cool down for 10 seconds.
Looking pretty dead.
I don't know where he is.
It's kind of up the mark, but
they've got it. Another kill
there we go.
for PSG Quest.
Predicted the ice path there. He'll walk into it after. Easy pick-offs, easy pickings all over the place.
What did OG do?
BZM, just a difficult place to farm his TA2000.
Song setup. If they go just Orchid into the Avalanche toss combo.
They've got so many heroes
They should be able to kill him.
Oh, he got BKB.
Oh, he did.
During the song.
All right.
He's turning.
He's ready to fight back. They'll get the roar onto him. To kill off Omar. Can they get anything more with this OG? They'll try the tornado setup onto Malik, but Malik's BKB allowing him to get just enough far away. Same to be said for TA2000.
That was a clutch courier
They might still get Malik. They jump in, they get the bushwhack, they'll get both of them.
Tomato's got the work cut out for him, but that is one of the plays that could
And
potentially do it. It's still a lot that he has to do, but pretty much the perfect time for the BKB to be delivered. What a courier. Yeah, tip him. For sure. Tier 2 will get glyphed. And they could, can they actually back up potentially for a Roche? It's going to respawn in 8 seconds.
Oh, that's perfect timing for OG.
Yeah, could be pretty huge. I mean, TA2000 can look to pressure the map out of it too, and he's going to be getting close to a butterfly. They are scouting the Roche. It will spawn.
See if they want to make the call to head over there and try and take it.
I imagine
Alex back in.
they have to do some type of these desperate moves. Yeah, you go for this Roche.
I mean, just yeah, ideal Roshan respawning time here for OG.
It's like Gaben, you know, just giving it to them a little bit there for the Roche at least. And the BKB timing pretty much perfect. I mean, Tomato said he's got his work cut out for him. Couldn't have asked for a better opportunity when they're falling behind like this. And BZM was in area too to throw the alacrity on into him too, so he did good physical damage. Can Tomato do it? Would be pretty crazy. Aegis.
He's had some pretty insane games.
He has.
This is going to have to be his best performance to try and carry this.
Absolutely.
Game right now. It's tough. It's very, very.
It's still
tough.
a mountain to climb for sure. He does at the least have alacrity behind him. That's the one nice thing. You know, he does have at least some type of amplifier, but there is still just a huge difference in gold between him and TA2000. And TA2000
Tomato.
flying Tomato.
He's able to start shifting, and of course does have the Aegis. They've got him once. They have a lasso.
He can't get out.
He's able to get the BKB off. The lasso will come in afterwards. They drag him back.
He's got a cheese,
and
actually.
actually getting the BKB off first does allow him to survive. He's going to play aggressive jump forward towards Omar.
Deep.
The BKB comes
He went
to an
way
end,
too
though.
deep.
He could have run. He opted to play aggressive to try and chase for kills, but he was completely on his own, and he pays with his life.
He maybe thinks that he's just going to get caught anyway if he tries to run, because they do have so many repositioning tools, but yeah, ends up just giving his life as... I mean, they got the Aegis, they got, of course, lost a little bit there with the timing and stuff like that, but put right back into their place with the positioning of the game is. He doesn't have the BKB. It's coming on the courier, but...
They know where... Oh, is he because he's invulnerable to dust during the song?
Yeah, but they're still going to catch him.
They will get him anyway. Indeed, as he comes out of it, the AoE's still over him.
Oh, I'm proud of you on that one, Owen. The invulnerability one.
Well, I mean, how else was
I
it going to hit him?
I'm glad you know that
I wasn't going to be like, well, that's a bug. They pressed dust. It didn't hit him.
That was nice. You knew. And they get Ari in the meantime, too. I believe Noob found a solo kill, if I'm not mistaken, there onto him. So, yeah, right back into that super confident positioning here. And they were probably still very confident, even though they did lose a couple heroes there versus Tomato, since TA2000 is just untouchable. The butterfly is just so early, and they don't have heroes to really answer it. Whisper has to just hope that he can find like the pretty much best dooms possible, but TA2000 is just not giving him that opportunity. And it's tough to see that he's going to do that type of mistake with the type of game that he's been playing so far. 490. Okay, I won't give him the extra 2 CS, but 498 CS at 29 minutes. Some pretty outrageous stuff. And he's even keeping up with levels. I always like to comment that too. It's like sometimes these Nagas, these illusions, they fall by. It's a level 20 Naga side. So Morphling is level 18, but Naga's still got a 2-level advantage because of everything.
PSG quest. Imagine, yeah, just waiting for Dude to get his next item done.
Yep, they're close to a couple of them, right?
He's got so much money ready to spend up towards the Kanda.
Yep.
They'll look for the Tormentor.
Shiva's for Malik, level 20 talents for him in a second as well. Noob about to hit 20 also on top of, yeah, pretty much that full Kanda. If he's like to sell the bottle, which you might just do. Could look to put even more pressure out here. BKB also on TA2000. This could be the call for them to just completely dominate the map. OG gonna group up. They're gonna try to look for something here, but it's already getting gone on Whisper.
He's ready with the setup. He's able to grab the Doom straight away. Whisper. That's the BKB off.
Can't get the Doom out.
He dies too quickly.
He is in, and he is roared.
They're going to turn towards him. The roar will come to an end. Tamana having to back up with the remainder of the BKB, but indeed he's gone. Trying to desperately find some sort of a fight, OG. Tomato getting involved. The song.
And they catch the snap.
TA2000 is able to put an end to the escape attempts here from the snap. A Seb also to fall. They're getting very desperate here, OG.
That was
they're running into these fights.
Yeah, I mean the last two waveforms in particular just aggressively put in even after Aegis and stuff like that. You can see as a Whisper shows up, doesn't even get to do much of it. I mean, literally doesn't do anything as he gets completely comboed. Beautiful game from PSG Quest. Elite damage coming out from the Tiny. Very nice. And that could just be it.
I mean, it's going to be close to it. They're going to take this mid set of racks. I mean, OG, they'll probably have one more fight left in them.
This Naga Siren pick was just way too good. TA2000 has been completely uncontested from start to finish of this game. And his team being able to just make the moves, mostly without him, but even when TA2000 was able to find some, he did get a couple solo kills as well, too. They've just played this beautifully, and I have to credit, credit everybody, of course, but they did get, on top of doing very well in their lanes, they had, what, 12 to 15 to 18 stacks or something in the first 20 minutes that OG, they just weren't able to contest, really.
Gonna give it one more shot here, OG. Maybe their final one of the tournament.
It does feel like the last hurrah.
Can they redeem the state of this game? Down 24k net worth. You see, TA2000 really brought through the Naga Siren the once.
I mean, can Whisper get a Doom off is the question. Because have we even seen one? I don't even think so. Was it a one?
I don't know if we have.
I don't even think we saw one, right? My mind is...
Yeah, I don't know if we have this game. He's not been able to... No?
Yeah, one of the roughest.
Not been easy for him. Or don't do it, don't. It's an illusion.
And now they know exactly where they are. TA2000 does get hit on his real hero. Whisper was potentially looking for a jump, but he's just
straight in onto Whisper. Whisper will get the Doom at this time, but he's not... he's dead. And there's no threat to the Tiny, and now with the song set up, they're ready to go for more. BK's going to come up with BZM, but the roar there from Malik comes in straight away. The buybacks are available. They're probably going to have to use the emoji, but they're losing Ari. Tomato blocks the BKB. He's having a BKB TP out of this. Will he get away in time? He will. Jump forwards below ground. Noob's able to catch Seb on the back lines, who's trying to sit there and lay down the Mortimer's kisses. Godlike now for Noob.
They can't even get these spells off onto proper targets or anything. I mean, the Doom does come out, but yeah, TA2000 just tanks it. Or sorry, Noob just tanks it for TA2000, and it probably wouldn't have even mattered if they catch it onto the Naga Siren there as Quest just continue their reign.
Yeah, they really do. They completely smashed this game. PSG Quest.
Beautiful game plan.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, the draft and the play. I mean, OG just completely crumbling. Once again, as in game 2, now BZM and Whisper just falling behind. They've had a rough series.
I mean, the itemization, definitely, I don't know, the Radiance just felt like it's so greedy. They just played perfectly into PSG Quest's hands. They didn't have any form, like, I feel like it just hurt BZM trying to make moves to make up for it, that they don't have this offlaner making plays and stuff. But I don't know how much it would have mattered because of how well PSG Quest did, but it definitely didn't help.
I like. He's looking for a target. They'll find one straight away. They hit the toss back onto Tomato. He's caught with a stun. They've got him. He's out for 60 seconds. No buyback on Tomato. PSG Quest, they continue to push forward. BZM trying to escape the Tiny. Return with the Tornado is not able to clip onto the Noob Tiny or the Omar Bat, as he'll also fall. 3 dead without buybacks. Quest, they're continuing towards the end of this game, looking to knock OG out of the tournament, and there it is. GG.